afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Live at 4. Mark is taking a few vacation days this week. Eric Franke is filling in this week. Hi, Eric.
Hi, Susan. How are you doing? How are things at home?
Oh, we're doing well. How about you? Happy December. We've taken a page off the calendar today.
You definitely have a little more festive backdrop than I do. I have some books to read behind me. But, yeah, we're ready to go. Hopefully Mark's enjoying a few days off.
Yeah, I hope so too, and I appreciate your help this week. Here's what's making news on this Tuesday. Long lines were expected at the Alliant Energy Center for COVID testing after people attended Thanksgiving celebrations, but are we actually seeing them? Our Madeline O'Neill gives us an update.
And as expected, the Trump campaign is suing to overturn the results of the Wisconsin presidential election. Does the lawsuit have any merit, or will it end up like most of the campaign's other lawsuits? Our political reporter Amy Reed will share the very latest.
And a Wisconsin prison is making some changes that could finally help with staffing shortages and overcrowding. But first at 4, the Trump campaign wants to throw out tens of thousands of ballots in Dane County.
It filed a lawsuit with the state Supreme Court today, and Amy Reed shows us their arguments.
This could affect anyone who voted absentee in Dane or Milwaukee counties. Lawyers argue tens of thousands of ballots should be thrown out because they aren't valid, even though in most cases the same processes were followed in 2016. This would include ballots cast during in-person absentee, ballots where the voter said they're indefinitely confined, and those cast during Madison's Democracy in the Park events. The Madison city attorney is confident the election across the state was fair and legal, including Democracy in the Park.
The Trump campaign certainly has a right to go to court to continue to challenge anything about the election. In my view, though, this has been entirely vetted before the election, and we're very confident that the program is legal.
Because voters' names and how they delivered their ballots are not attached to the ballot itself, if the court sides with the Trump campaign, a random collection of absentee ballots would have to be tossed. So even if you dropped off your ballot in the mail or if you voted for Trump, your ballot could be drawn down. The state Supreme Court has given Governor Tony Evers, the main defendant in this case, until 8:30 tonight to respond. The court will then have to rule quickly as we approach deadlines ahead of the Electoral College vote.
Thank you. The incoming Biden-Harris administration could feature a very diverse economic team. They were introduced in Delaware today. Former Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen would be the first woman to serve as Treasury Secretary if confirmed. Wale Adeyemo would be the first Nigerian-born Deputy Treasury Secretary. Cecilia Rouse would be the first woman of color to chair the White House Council of Economic Advisors. And Biden's choice for budget chief, Neera Tanden, is already receiving pushback from GOP senators who accuse her of being partisan.
If you want to make sure this nut job Tanden doesn't become the director of the budget, then make sure we win in Georgia.
This is the team we need to deliver immediate economic relief to the American people.
Biden's nominees hinge on which party controls the Senate, which voters will decide in 2 runoff elections in the state of Georgia next month.
A state representative who helped craft the state budget for years is leaving politics. John Nygren of Marinette is resigning from his position in the state assembly to pursue a job in the private sector. He just won re-election last month. Nygren has been the assembly co-chair of the Joint Committee on Finance for 4 sessions. His daughter Cassie was found guilty in January of supplying drugs that led to the death of a pregnant woman. Representative Nygren has said his daughter's drug issues have inspired him to work hard on anti-drug legislation.
And taking a look outside, some ice forming there along the Lake Monona waterfront as things cool off a bit, but it was a beautiful sunshine-filled day across southern Wisconsin. We turn to meteorologist Dana Fulton on the backyard patio with a look at our first warn forecast. Dana?
Sunny skies and a little bit of ice. It is December outside, so we're seeing our temperatures cool down quite a bit. Here's a live look at downtown with our Edgewater Sky Cam, and we still have sunshine. That'll hold with us for about another 35 minutes. Temperatures are near freezing, though, so it's chilly even for early December, a little cool outside. Overnight with our clear skies, we will be dropping down to the low 20s for early tomorrow morning. Temperatures will be near 20 degrees at daybreak. Overall, Doppler track stays nice and quiet for us. That trend that we've had for the last several days will carry us through the rest of the work week. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, not quite as chilly with high temperatures in the low 40s. That's about as warm as we get as we look through the 10-day. We'll take a closer look at that full forecast in a second. Right now, the roads, we aren't seeing any major delays. If you're traveling west, though, make sure you have your shades on. It is still quite sunny outside. From Janesville to the Beltline, 26 minutes, 17 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and Sun Prairie to downtown, a quick 9-minute drive this evening. Again, we'll take a closer look at the temperature trend as we look ahead in the 10-day in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. We were expecting some symmetry from before Thanksgiving to appear after, too. Long lines of people formed at the Alliant Energy Center to get a COVID test a week ago.
Tonight, we're checking back in on its first day open this week, and that's where we find Madeline O'Neill. Maddie?
Well, Public Health Madison and Dane County said they were anticipating long lines today, even warning people about that. But as you can see, we're just not seeing those long lines we've seen some of the past few Tuesdays here. The sign when we came in estimated a 60-minute wait to get tested. Now, state and health officials are asking anyone if they did gather over Thanksgiving to stay home, limit contact with others, wear your mask, and get tested. But they're stressing that a negative test today doesn't guarantee a negative test tomorrow.
A test is a snapshot in time, and a negative result means that the test did not detect COVID-19 at the time it was administered. That is why, if you've been exposed, we suggest getting a test 3 to 5 days after the exposure and not any earlier.
Sometimes it takes even longer to detect the coronavirus. So Health Secretary Designee Andrea Palm asks people to stay home and monitor yourself for symptoms beyond those first 5 days. And if you don't have symptoms today, Public Health is suggesting you wait until tomorrow when the wait times could be shorter. But like we said, we're really just not seeing the really long lines we could have today. This will be open until 8. Tonight we'll be here as more people get off work, keeping an eye on those lines with an update tonight at 5 and 6.
All right, Maddie, thank you. And a quick look at the latest COVID-19 data from state and local health officials. Nearly 4,000 people were notified by officials today they're suffering from COVID-19, bringing the state's all-time total to nearly 400,000. It took just 18 days in November to add another 100,000 cases to the state's total. It was another deadly day in the state as well, as more than 100 people were announced dead from COVID-19 complications. The state closing in on 3,500 COVID-19 related deaths. Since last Wednesday, roughly 27,000 people in Wisconsin have tested positive for COVID-19. At a little less than the population of the city of Sun Prairie. More than 1,800 people are in Wisconsin hospitals right now. Governor Tony Evers held a briefing this afternoon. He says while we have moved past Thanksgiving, we have to continue to follow COVID-19 guidelines during the rest of the holiday season to prevent another massive surge in cases.
While many families were taking some time together, resting and celebrating the holiday, the virus wasn't taking a break. As we continue to move through the holiday season and winter months, we must be as vigilant as ever.
Governor Evers also reminding people that wearing a mask, practicing social distancing, and hand washing are not political statements. Health Secretary Designee Andrea Palm says hospitals continue to be strained all across the state.
Hospitals, as Eric just mentioned, are stressed across the country, and so are many Americans, prompting congressional hearings on more possible economic relief. A panel of experts assembled by the CDC is holding a meeting to decide which Americans will receive a coronavirus vaccine first. Federal documents obtained by CBS News point to December 15th for states to start receiving the Pfizer vaccine. The Moderna vaccine would first become available a week later. As Americans struggle, a bipartisan group of lawmakers introduced a $908 billion COVID relief package before key programs expire at the end of the year.
We cannot abandon the American people, the families who are suffering at this time.
This 4-month COVID-19 emergency relief package will help get us through the hardest months of winter and into a new administration.
Well, Pollen has been overcrowded and understaffed for years. In fact, this week's report shows it currently houses more than 1,100 inmates, but it was built for fewer than 900. Waupun is one of 5 maximum security prisons in Wisconsin. The DOC plans to transfer 220 inmates classified as medium security.
Well, today marks 1 year since symptoms of the new coronavirus were first detected in Wuhan, China. The Chinese government rejects claims the virus originated there, but those who lost loved ones accuse officials of a cover-up. The city of 11 million hasn't seen a spike in cases since last spring. Official figures show the virus killed nearly 4,000 people in Wuhan, but skeptics believe the true numbers are much higher. Many families accuse the government there of initially concealing the outbreak and pressuring doctors to keep quiet. Beijing has declared victory in its war on COVID and is looking to pin the origin of the virus in other countries, including the United States, Italy, and India. The World Health Organization said this week it would do everything possible to find the origins of COVID-19, insisting that knowledge is vital to prevent future outbreaks. Stay with News 3 Now and Channel 3000 for the very latest on the pandemic. And coming up in this hour, we will speak to UW Health Chief Quality Officer Dr. Jeff Pothoff about the state of COVID-19 in Wisconsin. And later on, we'll talk with David O'Connor, a vaccine expert who will answer some questions about the vaccines on the horizon.
The state is closing down part of its oldest existing prison. More than 200 inmates in Waupun are headed elsewhere in the process. Naomi Coles has the details.
Waupun has been overcrowded and understaffed for years. In fact, this week's report shows it currently houses more than 1,100 inmates, but it was built for fewer than 900. Waupun is one of 5 maximum security prisons in Wisconsin. The DOC plans to transfer 220 inmates classified as medium security to other medium security facilities in the state. That's going to happen over the next few months, and they expect it to help with staff shortages. The DOC says Wisconsin's current prison population is at its lowest point in 2 decades. This week, it's just over 20,000. Meanwhile, COVID cases have spiked in state prisons over the last few weeks. A spokesperson tells me there's no current plans to downsize at other DOC facilities. For a special report on COVID-19 in Wisconsin's prisons, go to channel3000.com. News 3 investigates. I'm Naomi Coles reporting for News 3 Now.
3 local restaurants are getting some help during the pandemic.
So on behalf of Dream Bank and Eat Street, we'd like to give you $5,000.
Wow.
The food delivery service Eat Street helping them out today by donating $5,000. McGee's Chicken in Sun Prairie, El Pastor Mexican restaurant on Park Street, and Lao Lan Zhang on Willie Street were each surprised with the money this morning.
In a time like this where everyone's struggling, businesses are closing up, God has blessed us to stay open.
The owners of the restaurants thought they were posing for photos for an upcoming marketing campaign when they were surprised with the checks. That's what Giving Tuesday is all about. There's more to come tonight on Live at 4. We're starting to hear some good news about the pandemic with vaccines and a slight drop in new cases in Wisconsin.
What doctors are saying, don't let that drop fool you. There's a long road ahead of us. Dr. Jeff Pothoff will join us to explain. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Outlets at the Dells with 60 of the world's biggest brands. We thrill the trendsetters and all who love a smoking hot discount. Save up to 70% off and receive a free pair of Vera Bradley slippers with $250 in same-day receipts. Visit customer service for full details.
You're up early. Well, U.S. Cellular is giving away the latest phones for free with no hidden requirements, so I did not want to miss it.
Actually, you can get the latest phones free all season long.
What? All season long, huh?
Yep, and no hidden requirements.
You in the market for any camping gear? Only been used once.
At U.S. Cellular, get the latest phones free with the plan of your choice and no required phone trade-ins all season long. U.S. Cellular, upgrade to fair.
We love our new home. There's so much space.
We have a guest room now.
But we have ants.
You're slouching again, Ted.
Expired. Expired. Expired.
Thanks, Aunt Bonnie.
It's a lot of house. I hope you can keep it clean.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Which helps us save a lot of money.
Oh, Teddy, did you get my friend request?
I'll have to check.
Aunt Joni's here.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Wish you didn't have to look at years of wear and tear on your kitchen cabinets? Then let Mad City Kitchens make your wish come true. As your trusted local source for kitchen cabinet refacing, we can help you avoid a lengthy remodel and stay under budget. Our in-home design consultants make it fun and easy to choose cabinet colors, new hardware options, and countertops installed in as little as 2 days. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Act now during our end-of-the-year blowout sale. Receive 75% off installation of your cabinet refacing project. Ask about 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest till 2022. Plus a nice gift when you call during this program. Receive a $50 Walmart or Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383. Call now.
One, two, three, go!
You okay, Mom?
Physical therapy might be a good idea for her.
Hey, Alice. Dean's got you covered.
This was a great plan, Grandma.
Live your life with a plan for every moment. Dean Health Plan.
Outlets at the Dells with 60 of the world's biggest brands. We thrill the trendsetters and all who love a smoking hot discount. Save up to 70% off and receive a free pair of Vera Bradley slippers with $250 in same-day receipts. Visit customer service for full details.
Amazon is seeing its busiest holiday shopping season in company history.
As predicted, Cyber Monday was one for the record books. With more consumers shopping online during the pandemic, independent businesses selling on Amazon saw Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales up 60% over last year. Small and mid-sized companies are selling more than 9,000 products a minute on Amazon. It's Giving Tuesday today, a day earmarked for charitable donations during the holiday season. And in this pandemic year, the need is greater than it's ever been.
Yeah, there's a new tax incentive as well for 2020 and resources to help you do the most good with your money. You might not need to look further than your own community. A survey from Nerdwallet found about 13% of Americans plan to spend more on charitable donations this year than they did last year. 18% plan to spend less. The CARES Act passed last spring sweetens the pot for giving.
Now with this provision, any taxpayer can get up to $300 deduction from their taxes by giving to a qualified charity.
The IRS website has a tool to look up tax-exempt organizations, and resources like Charity Navigator can help you determine how to get the most out of your money. Experts use the phrase "start with the heart" and suggest finding a cause that's important to you, maybe beginning with the needs in your own community. Well, it was a giving day on Wall Street as investors try to build on the market's historic rally. The Dow jumped 185 points, the Nasdaq rose 156, the S&P up 40. Those are record high closes for both the Nasdaq and the S&P. Wisconsin has seen fewer numbers of COVID-19 cases reported over just the last few days.
Now, that could be seen as a good sign, of course, about the future of the pandemic in the state, but doctors are saying don't get too excited yet. A post-Thanksgiving surge could change the direction of the virus in Wisconsin. UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff joins us now to talk about the state of COVID in our area and across the state. Dr. Potoff, good to see you.
Good to be here.
We're always very grateful for your time. You know, any downward trend in cases, of course, is encouraging, but the effect of Thanksgiving gatherings is still unknown. So what do you expect to see and when?
We're a little bit worried about Thanksgiving. We know that Sunday was one of the busiest travel days since the start of the pandemic, which would make us think that maybe people didn't stay home in their immediate family groups for Thanksgiving. If that's the case, we'll start seeing positive COVID cases later this week that correspond with those family gatherings. And then shortly after that, we may see an increase in hospitalizations, which is the last thing we need right now. Our hospitals are already busting at the seams.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big concern. You know, the hospital beds are full, and you hope that, you know, we can just kind of bridge this gap before the vaccines come, right?
Right. Even though case numbers were down, our census at UW Hospital hasn't really gone down. In fact, we broke a record again today for total number of COVID cases. And the vaccines are great. It's a light at the end of the tunnel, but, there's a long distance to go before we get there. So, we can't throw up our hands in celebration yet. We got a little bit more game to play before we get to the vaccine.
We also broke, unfortunately, another single-day record in the number of deaths in Wisconsin, COVID-related deaths at 107. And it's December now, thank goodness, but in November, the U.S. reported more COVID cases than most countries have reported all year. So what's your sense of why that is? What's going on?
When we look at countries that have done, frankly, better than us in managing their COVID pandemic, one of the things they have in common is a national strategy. Guidance from top leaders about what to do, when to do it, and then support to help those businesses and those people when they have to take action that disadvantages them. And, we haven't really had that approach in the United States. We're a little bit more independent. I think we value our freedom, and we took a more, kind of figure out what you want to do for yourself approach. And I think we found that just wasn't an effective way to battle a pandemic.
Dr. Pothoff, this might sound crazy to open the windows in December, but we get to December, it's the first day of December, the temperature's going down, and we all get trapped inside our houses. Should we encourage people to get outside if at all possible, get fresh air, do whatever they can? Because that trapping inside seems to be a contributor.
Yeah, I think, two points. One, just from the mental health standpoint, it's not like you have to lock yourself in your house and be in jail or, risk getting COVID-19. There's things that we can do. We can go outside. We can socially distance, even more than 6 feet and see people that we like. But one thing we can't do is start to gather indoors. You can't have friends over. You can't have a large group of people over to your house, or we're going to see spread of the virus. It's still present. It's everywhere right now in Wisconsin. Even these somewhat small gatherings, 10 people, we're going to see more cases of COVID. It's just not something we can safely do right now.
Dr. Jeff Pothoff joining us from UW. Just real quick, as we wrap up, how are your staff, your fellow nurses, how are they holding up mentally? I know they're really stressed right now.
They are really stressed, and this is hard on them. They are taking care of people who are not with their family. They're trying to arrange Zooms for kind of those final moments in people's lives. That's hard for any human being to endure. Despite that, they show up for work. They sign up for extra shifts. They are truly remarkable people. They realize they're part of something much bigger than themselves, and they're just doing incredible work right now.
Yeah, they really are. Our thoughts are with them and their families this holiday season. So I know they make a lot of sacrifices, and hopefully those vaccines get to them quickly and make a difference. Thanks, as always, for your time, Dr. Pothoff, and continued good luck in the fight against this.
Thank you, Dr. Pothoff. We really appreciate your time. We'll see you again soon.
Well, Giving Tuesday is more important than ever this year, as many organizations are struggling during the pandemic.
After Dana's forecast, we'll hear how one of Madison's most iconic organizations is also in need of your help. That's when Live at 4 continues.
If it's time to update your kitchen, then do yourself a favor. Call the experts at Mad City Kitchens. Our kitchen cabinet refacing process gives your cabinets a brand new modern look in as little as 2 days. Go bright with frosty white or choose a warmer, darker look with chocolate pear. We have several colors and options for an end result you're gonna love.
You can't beat it. The company, the product, everything is fantastic.
My new kitchen has definitely increased the value of my home.
Your kitchen update is guaranteed to be a hit, and it's more affordable than ever now during our end-of-the-year blowout sale. Receive 75% off installation of your cabinet refacing project. Ask about 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest till 2022. And call during this program. We have a nice gift for you, a $50 Walmart or Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. Dial 608-298-5383.
Upland Hills Health has evolved through generations. We've never worked harder to bring you the best facility, the best providers, and the best technology to care for you. We've ranked among the top 100 critical access hospitals for 6 years, and now, in 2020, we're in the top 20 in the U.S. This is based on 50 indicators and 8 pillars of performance. Why is this important? Because when you're hurt or in pain, or ready to bring a new life into the world, you'll get the very best care here at Upland Hills Health in Dodgeville.
An official message from Medicare.
Did you try it yet?
Comparing plans?
Oh yeah, this you can change year to year.
I found lower premiums.
And lower prescription costs.
And those new insulin savings.
Hundreds of plans, $35 a month.
That'll save you money. So, Mark?
On Medicare.gov now.
Open enrollment ends December 7th. Comparing plans really pays.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
Well, take a look at this. Spotify wrapping up 2020 with this year's list of the top music streamed by its 320 million users around the world. The most streamed artist of 2020 is Bad Bunny. He had more than 8.3 billion streams, and following him, Drake, J Balvin, Juice WRLD, and The Weeknd. Billie Eilish is Spotify's most streamed female artist. That's the second year in a row for her, followed by Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, Dua Lipa, and Halsey. Remote work apparently requires its own soundtrack. There was a 1,400% increase in work-from-home themed playlists. And more 18 to 24-year-olds also listen to a podcast for the first time this year. Even without a long commute, early morning between 6 and 9 a.m. was the most popular time to listen. So, Susan, a few of your favorites there on that list, huh?
Oh, yeah, you know I'm playing some Bad Bunny over here.
Bad Bunny, some Dua Lipa. I know you're into all that stuff. All right.
Susan's trendy. Come on.
Yeah, right.
As far as the weather goes for the next few days, we are in quite a trendy pattern. Nothing new building in, but that's good news if you're a fan of the sunshine and seasonable temperatures. Here's a live look at downtown. A really nice sunset around the corner. And then, of course, it's going to get a little chilly overnight. We will take a closer look at your Fulton day right after the break.
With free pickup on all your fresh favorites from Pick and Save. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
I would rate them a 10. The product quality is fantastic and the customer service is excellent.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd rate them 11 just from their overall customer service. It was the best we've dealt with.
With more than 50,000 satisfied customers, Mad City is Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler. And if you're looking for a sensible solution for updating your kitchen in time for the new year, Mad City Kitchens can transform the entire look of your kitchen in as little as 2 days, from cabinet refacing to countertops and kitchen islands. Now is the time to call. It's our end of the year blowout sale. Receive 75% off installation of your cabinet refacing project. Plus, ask about 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest till 2022. And there's more. Call during this program for a $50 Walmart or Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. Dial 608-298-5383.
Winter is what you make of it. And with the award-winning strength and performance of Cub Cadet X-Series snowblowers, you can make the most of it. Visit your local Cub Cadet dealer where you can receive $200 off for a limited time. To find a locally owned dealer near you, visit CubCadetDealers.com.
Isn't it time you had a health insurance company that shares the same values as you? One that acts like a trusted health partner, that not only offers easy access to the doctors, hospitals, and clinics of UW Health, but also sees the greater good in keeping us healthy in the first place. A company that understands that serving our community means serving all of our communities. Isn't it time you had Quartz? Quartz, health plans built with you in mind.
This holiday season, use the Pick and Save app to get personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. So you can save big on exactly what you want, no matter who you are. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome to December. Today is the start of meteorological winter, though we'll hold off a little bit before we finally reach our shortest day of the year. Usually we see temperatures at the start of the month in the mid-30s. By the end of the month, we're in the upper 20s. So a cool down expected over the course of the month, of course. We're not expecting to break any of those extremes, at least in the next 10 days, but we'll see what rolls around as we get closer to the end of the month and Christmas. Tomorrow will not be quite as chilly outside, still a little cool. High temperatures will be in the lower 40s. Dry temperatures dry skies through the weekend. Again, we don't have any rain chances or any light snow developing. It's a pattern we've been in for the last several days, and that will stick with us through the work week, into the weekend, and likely into the following week. The sunglasses keep on hand because it is going to stay sunny outside. We have a light breeze coming through from the northwest. It's a bit cooler air. It was a little cool outside today. Temperatures right now in the 30s compared to this time yesterday, just a few degrees warmer. Tomorrow, though, we're going to see a bigger jump with those temperatures jumping to the low 40s. Overnight, mostly clear skies. Early tomorrow morning near daybreak, temps will be near 20 degrees. Some areas northwest of Dane County might be dropping down into the teens. So a chilly start early on, and then afternoon high temperatures will be climbing above freezing to the low 40s. Early Thursday morning, we're yet again in the low 20s. And for Thursday afternoon, we'll see high temperatures in the upper 30s or close to 40 degrees. And that's quite a copy and paste pattern for us right now, and it carries us all the way through the next 10 days. But as we look ahead to the end of the month, it is that time of the year where we get a lot of emails asking if it's going to be a white Christmas or not. Usually in much of Madison and Dane County, we have a 60 to 75% chance for a white Christmas. The further south you go, of course, those chances decrease, and the further north, the chances increase. So it is quite likely that we will have a white Christmas, but right now, it doesn't look like we're at least going to have a white start to the beginning of December. This is a look at our future track models, bringing in our snow chances, not just through this Friday, but into next Friday. So we're pushing through this week, the weekend, and all the way through the following week. We are not going to see anything accumulate for us in southern Wisconsin. There will be some chances to the north, but even those chances will be coming along with some milder temperatures the next day, so they won't be sticking around. Cool enough for the snow guns to start up at our ski areas, but not cool enough or not wet enough right now to have any opportunities for light snow to accumulate just in the backyard. And it seems likely in that 8 to 14 day outlook that we are going to be below average with our precipitation chances. High temperatures tomorrow in the low 40s with mostly sunny skies, so not quite as chilly outside. Could see mid 40s closer to the Illinois-Wisconsin state line. We stay close to 40 degrees for afternoon highs into the weekend with sunshine. Overnight lows in the 20s. A bit breezy outside on Sunday, but that's really the only noteworthy pattern that we have bringing in. Wind speeds pick up a little bit later in the day, and then heading into the following week, high temperatures will be trending near 40 still, with those overnight lows increasing a little bit with some cloud coverage increasing. We'll be closer to 30 for our overnight temperatures.
All right, not too bad. And in the sun, it actually feels pretty good out there, so we'll take it for December 1st. Dana, thank you. Right now, the UW-Madison is running low on money, just as its contributions to the world are needed more than ever.
It's just one of the organizations asking for your help on this Giving Tuesday. Christina Laurie shows us how you can now choose where your donation will go.
Administrators say the UW is facing financial challenges like never before, but many of us have very limited budgets too and need to be judicious when donating this time of year. Todd Pritchard from the Wisconsin Foundation and Alumni Association understands that.
It's not in everyone's ability to really help give money at this time.
But if you can help, this year you can choose where your money will go.
This fundraising effort is really meant to help people who are looking for a way to help. Like how can I help out our community? How can I help out our university in some small way?
More than 30 departments and causes are asking for help, from nurses to new students.
Even if you could give just a few dollars, having some support is awesome.
You can give to the UW Health COVID-19 Response Fund, at the forefront of ongoing coronavirus research and relief. Every donation will be matched dollar for dollar, thanks to the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation.
And the fund really there is set up to help healthcare workers deal with things like equipment and supplies, that kind of thing. But it's also there to help family support.
Food, childcare, a way to help the workers jeopardizing their lives to save others.
There really are heroes in this, right?
You can also support students and help them afford tuition by donating to the UW-Madison Chancellor Scholars Program, the School of Education Impact Fund, or the Wisconsin Union Student Leadership Support Fund. And because mental health is so important right now, the UW Center for Healthy Minds is also asking for financial help.
I think we're all looking for a way to help. We're all looking for a way to give whatever we can.
So if you don't have cash,
you can give in other ways too. You can volunteer. You can help out. There's so many different things that people can do.
I've compiled a list of 8 ways you can give to unique local organizations here in Madison. Just search Giving Tuesday on our website, channel3000.com.
Christina, thank you. And this is a situation where peer pressure sometimes helps. So if you give to any organization today, let people know using the hashtag #GivingTuesday, and you might just convince them to donate too.
And we have another cause we hope you'll consider supporting today. We introduced you to First Tee yesterday. The nonprofit has been working to teach at-risk kids golf and life skills. Now, since the start of the pandemic, the group has been working overtime to help local students who are struggling in school or at home.
News 3 Now is a proud sponsor of the First Tee. We'll be hosting a special televised event to help raise money for Giving Tuesday. You can watch on TVW starting at 7 o'clock tonight, but you can donate starting right now. We have more information on our website, channel3000.com.
When Live at 4 returns, Consumer Report shares some tips for getting the best family photos. And tonight at 5, we'll hear from 2 sisters fighting COVID side by side as nurses at an area hospital will have their story tonight. News 3 Now at 5. Stay with us.
The Lynx device stops reflux by using magnets to strengthen the muscle at the end of the esophagus, and this prevents acid from flowing from the stomach back into the esophagus.
Stoughton Hospital. Trusted care close to home.
If Update the Kitchen has been on your wish list all year long, you're running out of time. Call Mad City Kitchens now. We're family owned and operated. Over 2 decades of remodeling experience and an A+ rating with the BBB. Let us help you create the perfect look for your kitchen with our quality cabinet refacing. It makes a huge difference and can be done in as little as 2 days. Don't make excuses for that outdated kitchen. Make improvements now during our end-of-the-year blowout sale. Listen to this, 75% off installation of your cabinet refacing project. Ask about 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest till 2022. Don't put it off. Last chance to call during this program for the $50 Walmart or Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383. Call now.
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Looks like a great day for achy, burning eyes.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Ha! These drops probably won't touch me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief.
Oh.
Xiidra is the only FDA-approved treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye, twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Talk to an eye doctor about twice daily Xiidra.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
The Lynx device stops reflux by using magnets to strengthen the muscle at the end of the esophagus, and this prevents acid from flowing from the stomach back into the esophagus.
Stoughton Hospital. Trusted care close to home.
Coming up tonight at 5, how friends and the family of the Madison teen who died from COVID-19 are remembering him. That's ahead at 5.
And the sunny skies will stay, as well as some chilly temperatures. No rain or snow in sight, but we'll take a look at your full forecast.
And ahead at 6, a Stoughton woman is creating unique masks that allow musicians to play wind instruments while taking proper COVID precautions. That's ahead on News 3 Now at 6. Well, there is a gorgeous sunset as we look along the Lake Mendota waterfront. Dana says we're going to see clear skies and stay away from that precipitation for the next few days at least, but those temps will stay a little cool as we start December. Well, some industries have found ways to work during the pandemic. On Broadway, the curtains are still down.
Hundreds of costume makers are trying to survive while volunteering to help in the fight against COVID. They're the ones who make the costumes that bring your favorite Broadway characters to life, and right now they are in crisis. Sarah Timberlake runs a costume shop in New York's Garment District. She's worked on some of Broadway's biggest shows, including The Lion King and Book of Mormon. But with Broadway shut down for more than 8 months and no return in sight, Sarah says she's lost 95% of her business.
It's been super stressful, the most stressful time of my career. We're bleeding money, and I'm just trying to make sure that my people are able to put food on the table.
Well, as they say, the show must go on, so hundreds of costume makers have turned their skills to making PPE for healthcare workers. It doesn't pay the bill, but it does help save lives. Shows will not return to Broadway until at least May of 2021. If you're planning to take family pictures this holiday season, there are a few ways that you could do it.
Yeah, you could always hire a professional photographer, but how about snapping the photos yourself? Consumer Reports explains that with just a little practice and the right gear, you could capture beautiful portraits just about any time of the year. Leah Linscheid reports.
When David Leon Morgan isn't managing social media accounts at his day job, he uses photography as a powerful tool for self-expression and exploration.
I think I was about 15 or 16 when I bought my first secondhand camera. I really was using it as an outlet to explore sort of what blackness looked like and meant for me.
Even before picking up his camera, David says in order to capture beautiful portraits, he tries to build a relationship with his subjects.
The most important tool is really getting to know your subject and having this sort of Pandora's box of feelings and emotions that can be conveyed on camera.
But even with that sense of trust, you'll still need to consider lighting to make your subject shine.
If you're photographing someone with a deeper skin tone, you really want to think about the ways in which the light is reflecting on their skin. Pay attention to if someone has dark hair. So think about where the light is hitting their hair and what you want to capture in your frame.
And you'll still need proper camera gear. If you're looking for portability and swift photo sharing options, smartphone cameras are the way to go. The Samsung Galaxy Note 20, Ultra, 5G, and Apple iPhone 12 Pro are at the top of CR's smartphone camera ratings. Look to see if your smartphone has a portrait mode. It will digitally create a shallower depth of field by blurring the background of your image, helping your subject pop more. If you want to take your photography to the next level, CR says digital SLR cameras that take interchangeable lenses have the most features. The Canon EOS 6D Mark II and the Nikon D750 are some of CR's top-rated SLRs. As for David, his holiday photography advice is to embrace the holiday cheer.
Definitely embrace the kitsch, the sweet, all the things that make the holiday great, because it makes for a really great photo.
For News 3 Now, this is Leah Linscheid.
Consumer Reports says while photographing someone, you should practice social distancing, of course, for safety.
And they also say try to avoid taking pictures outside in extreme sunlight because sometimes in the middle of the day that can cause some unflattering shadows.
Aim for either overcast days, they say, or what photographers call golden hour, when the sunlight is most flattering shortly after sunrise or before sunset.
And stay calm, too, because taking holiday pictures can be very stressful, right? There's more More at 4. When we come back, vaccines are coming, and that will hopefully put an end to the pandemic.
But if you're one of the early people to get the vaccine, are you free to live your normal life right away? We'll talk to an expert who says not so fast. Stay with us.
When you have zero worries and zero stress, there are zero reasons not to get into a Volkswagen. Click, call, or come by today. Visit our Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event and lease the 2020 Jetta S today with 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing.
Research shows people remember commercials with nostalgia. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's one that'll really take you back.
Wow! What'd you get, Ryan? It's customized home insurance from Liberty Mutual.
What does it do, bud?
It customizes our home insurance so we only pay for what we need.
And what did you get, Mike?
I got a bike.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Real customers are experiencing a real difference with Spectrum Internet and TV.
The speed is insane. It's always right there. Just boom.
It was easy to connect all of my devices, and I was able to find a plan that was affordable for me.
I'm saving money, and I'm even getting more speed.
Get the speed you need to do all the things you love on all your devices with Spectrum Internet, delivering the fastest starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits. Switch now for $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
With Spectrum TV, the picture quality is incredible. I feel like I'm in the movie.
The amount of stuff available on Spectrum On Demand is just never ending.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go. All from $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
Spectrum gives me the best deal no matter what.
Every day I'm saving money.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Ask about our easy self-install options to install your new services yourself. Call 833-918-4499.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader. But with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to the best skin of your life, HydraFacials. Book a free consultation to learn how HydraFacials are different at Robertson.
Need better sleep? Try Nature's Bounty Sleep 3, a unique tri-layer supplement that calms you, helps you fall asleep faster, and stay asleep longer. Great sleep comes naturally with Sleep 3, only from Nature's Bounty.
My lips get so dry and cracked, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keefe's Lip Repair. It's all-day moisture in one use and is guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked lips.
Also available in O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
There are zero reasons not to get into a Volkswagen, especially now that you can start shopping from home. Click, call, or come by today. Visit our Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event and lease the 2020 Tiguan S4 Motion today with 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing.
Welcome back, everyone. A record-breaking hurricane season has come to an end, and people in Florida are celebrating. A small group of people held a ceremonial burning of the hurricane warning flags in Key West. Yesterday was the official end to the season. This year saw 30 named storms that included 13 hurricanes. At least 3 companies say they have an effective vaccine to fight COVID-19, but there are still a lot of questions about the vaccines and what happens once people start getting them.
Yeah, Dave O'Connor is a professor of pathology and laboratory medicine at UW-Madison, and he joins us now. Dave, thanks for being with us. Welcome to Live at 4.
Thank you for
Hi,
having
Dr.
me.
O'Connor. Good to see you.
Let's talk about this vaccine, because that's what everybody's really anxious to get results on and get out there, starting with our healthcare workers. That some federal officials have said 100% of people who want this vaccine will be able to have it by June. What should the expectation be? Is that realistic?
It's ambitious, but it's probably realistic. We now know that vaccines that target one vulnerable part of the virus seem to work really well. So the 3 vaccines that we have now might become 5, 6, or 10 vaccines by early next year. And the more vaccines we have, the more can be manufactured, the faster we can get them into people.
What do you think is a realistic timeline as the vaccines start to roll out?
For the people who are most vulnerable, healthcare workers, people who work in nursing homes, you're going to see people likely receiving the vaccine yet this month, but it's going to depend on how quickly manufacturing can scale up and how quickly delivery systems can scale up to determine when otherwise healthy people are going to be able to be vaccinated. It could be March, or it could be as late as the middle of next summer before you'll be able to go into a CVS or a Walgreens and get vaccinated easily.
So we keep hearing about Operation Warp Speed and how they've worked so quickly to get this in place. All these vaccines, these companies have been working very hard. What goes into that emergency approval from the FDA, and why should people feel confident in this process?
Well, tens of thousands of people have already volunteered to be part of the phase 3 studies that look both at the safety of the vaccines and then also how well they work. So about 2/3 of the people in those studies get the vaccine and 1/3 get a harmless placebo. And then they compare how often people get sick between those two groups. We're running the AstraZeneca vaccine study here at UW-Madison. And my wife and I are participants in that study, and we've been fine. And the safety of all the vaccines, the Pfizer, the Moderna, and the AstraZeneca, have been excellent. And the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines especially have had spectacular effectiveness, with virtually no one who gets the vaccine ending up hospitalized with COVID.
Oh, that's reassuring to hear. But there are still some people that are nervous about vaccines, and there are some concerns about long-term side effects. What can you say about that?
Well, the long-term side effects and the frequency of side effects getting the vaccine are likely going to be much, much lower than the long-term consequences of getting COVID. And we know that we now have data from tens of thousands of people, and they feel crummy for a day or two after you get the vaccine. A lot of people have had side effects like fatigue and nausea and headaches, but they clear up really fast. And then people appear to be really strongly protected from COVID. So if you want to go to Camp Randall next fall, or you want to go to Lambeau, or go see the Bucks next year, or go to a symphony, the sooner you take a vaccine when you're eligible, the sooner we'll all be able to return to a normal life.
Dave, I know you've studied a lot about the genetic sequencing and how this virus can mutate quickly. How long might a vaccine last for somebody? I mean, I know you did a study where the difference between Dane and Milwaukee counties, even, we saw different versions of this virus.
Yeah, the good news is that while there are typos in the virus's genome that you can use to track the virus around the state and around the world, those don't seem to have a significant impact on how well the vaccines are going to work. So right now, there's no indication that sequence changes in the virus are going to compromise the ability of the virus to work. All of the vaccines look like they'll work against all of the circulating strains. The bigger question is how long the immunity will last. Is it going to be a vaccine that we only need to get once every 10 years? Is it something that one vaccine is going to give us immunity for life? Or is it something where we're going to need to have our immunity boosted every year or two? And we won't know until we have more long-term data from people who have received the vaccine.
Well, like we said to Dr. Pothoff, you guys are learning more every day, and I know you're working hard, doing a ton of research on this, so we appreciate that, and we appreciate your time today.
My pleasure.
Dave, thank you so much. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
We'll be right back.
Your smile is a gift that deserves the perfect fit. At Aspen Dental, find the comfort and joy of natural-looking dentures crafted just for you. Feel the difference of a state-of-the-art smile made in our on-site labs, made for your budget, and made in as little as a day. Now, for a limited time, get dentures for as low as $29 per month per arch with 60 months financing, and give yourself the gift of endless smiles. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL 7 days a week or book today at aspendental.com.
Hi, I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. What does free mean? No cost, right? We've all seen ads about free things included with your purchase. Free carpet pad or installation with your carpet, free love seat with your sofa, 2 window blinds for the price of 1. But we know better, right? At McGann's, free means free. Free delivery and setup with purchases of $500 or more within 50 miles of Baraboo. Shop McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be glad you did.
At GHC, we want you to be safer at home. We have more ways for you to get care anywhere, anytime, day or night. Be seen, be safe, be home. We will get through this together, and we will all get better together.
The most dangerous thing about rheumatoid arthritis is often unseen.
because the pain you're feeling could be a sign of irreversible joint damage. Every day you live with pain, swelling, and stiffness. You risk not being able to do the things you love. Especially in these times, it's important to keep up with your rheumatologist. Schedule an appointment today.
Hey folks, Wednesday morning, as you look for the perfect holiday gifts, you might be looking at some of those pop-up holiday markets or craft fairs.
But a growing number of those events are scams designed to steal your identity. We'll take a look tomorrow morning.
Get more local news now with Channel 3000 Plus, our free digital streaming service that brings you area news and info 24/7 from the News 3 Now team. Channel 3000 Plus. Download it today and watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
Here's a live look at that beautiful sunset from Platteville. Not a lot of clouds in the sky right now, so we don't get a ton of color, but still a very serene picture for us. So with that clear sky, you guessed it, it is a little cool outside. Temperatures are in the low 30s already, and we will be dropping close to 20 degrees for our overnight lows. Oop, switching already down to the upper 20s. Not quite as chilly for tomorrow afternoon. Still cool outside in the low 40s. We stay dry through the weekend, with sunshine expected as we head into next week. So keep the sunglasses on hand. We'll take a closer look at that temperature trend with your full 10-day, though, coming up during the 5.
All right, Dana, thank you. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4. We'll preview a new book that's perfect for the car fan on your shopping list. And another Wisconsin tradition is going virtual this year. We'll take you to the virtual Ever Gleaming Christmas exhibit. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.